Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Whiteboard Jiu-Jitsu. Let's go over the biggest revolving door of Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, the reason why people quit. Okay, it's injuries. All right, it's gonna happen. You're going to get injured somehow if you do Jiu-Jitsu long enough. Look, you're gonna get injured doing anything, even if you play chess. Like you're actually playing the board game chess all day long. Your back's gonna start hurting. Your neck's gonna start hurting. You know, you're going to get injured. If you play chess all day long for 10 years straight, you're going to have a bad back. You're going to have a bad neck. That's playing chess, okay? Doing jiu-jitsu is a martial art, okay? It's a life skill. Not only that, it's good for our body. It gives us in shape. It lowers our cholesterol. It lowers our blood pressure. It does a lot of good things for us. So there's always going to be some give and take. Now, doing jiu-jitsu the right way is always going to help us from getting injured in jiu-jitsu. But when we're starting off in jiu-jitsu, we're not good, so how are we going to do things the right way every time? So injuries are going to happen. So how do we deal with them? Okay, so let's go over, it's going to happen, all right? So now let's go over, are we hurt or injured? That's a big thing, all right? Not only that, what's hurting? Is your muscle hurting? Good. I want your muscle hurt. For when you work out, your muscle gets sore. That's you tearing that muscle. When your muscle heals back, it comes back bigger and stronger. Okay, no pain, no gain. Okay, now if it's a joint that hurts, all right, we kind of need to pay attention to that. But there's muscle soreness and like joint pain. Sometimes, like say, like right now, like my neck's kind of hurting me. It's because I've been playing inverted all last week and my trap is a little bit tight. I had this knot in my trap, and I could literally feel it in my neck. It feels like bone and bone is just grinding together. It's not though. It's my knot in my muscle that's pushing onto my vertebrae. So sometimes you feel like you have this crazy injury, but it's not. It's just a lot of times this is a knot. So more and more mat time you get, more experience you get, you start to understand like, what are injuries and like are you hurt or are you injured type thing? Can I keep on training? Everyone pulls a rib. First time you pull your first rib, oh my god, it's mind blowing. I need to go to ER. You know, believe it or not, you'll get so good at jiu-jitsu and you do jiu-jitsu so long that having an injury like kind of like a pulled rib or a pulled groin kind of makes the game fun again. It makes it interesting. Like, I have to change up my game now. I have to evolve. Try something different now. I can't play my original game. Okay? So, injuries could kind of make jiu-jitsu fun. Like, if you can get in your head and pretend and play a game that, like, I'm injured, I gotta still fight. And, like, plus, you have to keep on, like, you have to imagine we're in a tournament. Okay? You got hurt in the semifinals. You got another match to finals. You want to win, but you're hurt. Are you going to give up? No, you're going to keep on fighting. But how are we going to get used to fighting injured if we never practice training injured? You see? So like, and plus like if we're in a real life street fight, we might get our eye poked out. Not out, but like, we might get like some kind of injury. We need to learn how to deal with that and still train. So if we always get like bumped, like say if we get bumped, like I catch an elbow in my eyebrow and I stop training. Well, I'm not getting mentally tough. I'm not practicing for that in a real life situation, And that's kind of like why jiu-jitsu is practical for real life street fighting, because you get that adrenaline dump, you get that mental toughness, you learn how to fight adversity. So I can't explain enough how important injuries are for you getting better in jiu-jitsu and how much better you could be when you train injured. So going over that, let's go over how to deal with an injury. So I don't like taking ibuprofen as a painkiller, but I take ibuprofen as an anti-inflammatory. So let's say I get hurt and like I'm gonna tell it's gonna be swollen the next day. I'll take a couple of ibuprofen that night just to help reduce the swelling, but not for the pain. Remember, you don't want to be taking ibuprofen. It's bad. Ibuprofen is not good for you. So, but it's a powerful fever reducer, and it's a powerful anti-inflammatory. So it'll take away swelling and fevers. That's the only time I take ibuprofen. Never am like, oh my god, my back hurts, I'm gonna take some ibuprofen. I take ibuprofen because something is swollen and I want the swelling to go down. Okay. So basically what I do with this heat and ice is like before practice, I'll heat. Like you could just take a sock. Like what I do is I take a tube sock, fill it up with a whole bunch of rice, tie the end of it, put that in the microwave for 2 minutes. You now have like an instant heating pad. Put that on your shoulder, lower back, whatever's hurting, and then go to practice. Okay? So you got heat before practice to loosen you up, which is why warm-ups are important. And then afterwards, I like to ice. Okay? So after, how like during practice you start to actually feel good because you're warm? Well, when you cool off, you'll start to get stiff, and that ice is actually gonna I don't know the scientific of it. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a black belt. I've just been injured a lot. So I know these things just because I've been injured a lot. By the way, this is not medical advice. I should probably have said this before. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I'm literally just a black belt that's been injured a lot. Okay? That being said, let's go back to icing. Icing, from what I understand, icing takes all the bad blood toxins that are in the injury, takes them out, and pushes and flushes the good blood and good stuff back into that injury. Okay? So, and it works. Okay? So elevation in ice right away always helps the injury. Okay? And I'll do that for a while. And now if that doesn't work, then I actually start to think about physical therapy. Now, I've actually done so much physical therapy, I kind of know what to do with my neck, hip, knee, shoulders. So the biggest thing is get a good physical therapist. And if you start getting like this nagging injury, go get help. Go actually see a doctor. Get doctor advice. Go see a physical therapist. Don't ask for painkillers. Go see a physical therapist. They will help you out. They'll give you workouts. They'll give you stretches. It's not the easiest road to get recovered, but it's the best and almost the fastest way to recovery is physical therapy. So start doing your physical therapy right away if you notice you're getting an injury. Also, another thing is, how much do you want it? Like I see people like, oh, my lips are chapped, I can't roll today. Like, all right, well, you really don't want to be good at jiu-jitsu, it's like, for example, weightlifters. Weightlifters get addicted to weightlifting pretty easily. So say if they get injured, they're not just going to stay away from the gym. They're going to go to the gym and they're just going to do what they can. Same thing with jiu-jitsu. If you really want it, injury is not going to keep you away from the gym. You're going to go to the gym no matter what. You're going to do what you can. Okay? Even if you can't do that, come to class and watch. Have fun and just watch. This way you're not backtracking because of every injury you have. Okay? So the biggest thing with injuries is stay positive, okay? Keep working. Be smart about it. If you are injured, don't just keep on, pushing through it. Pay attention to read your body. Usually how I do it is if I get injured and it doesn't start to get better, then I'll go see a doctor. But if I get injured and it starts to getting better, then I'm like, all right, cool. But also pay attention, am I injured and I keep on going hard? Well, yeah, it's not going to get better because I didn't take any rest days, But if I get injured and I take a rest day and I start to get better, then all right, I'm pretty cool. Just take a couple more rest days. Still train. You don't have a rest day isn't all right, not training. A rest day is still train, but take it easy, Moral to the story is keep training, okay? If you want that black belt, you have to be on the mat. If you take time off every single time you get injured, you're never going to get there. You're never going to get good. The only way to get good in jiu-jitsu is consistency and sticking with it. All right? So I hope this helps, and I hope that next time you get injured, I see you on the mat. All right, good.